Today our topic is Amor Fati. Love your fate, no matter what. This is a powerful idea from Stoic philosophy that teaches us to accept and love everything that happens in our lives, both the good and the bad. The phrase, Amor Fati, comes from Latin and means love of fate. It is about embracing every moment, every event, and every experience, no matter how difficult or challenging it may seem. The idea is not to resist or fight against what life brings, but to accept it fully and find meaning in it. This mindset can change how we see the world and how we live our lives. Let me explain why this is so important and how we can practice it in our daily lives. First, let's talk about why it's so hard to love our fate. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes things go exactly as we plan, and we feel happy and in control. But other times, life throws us challenges we never expected. We might face failure, loss, or disappointment. These moments can make us feel angry, sad, or even hopeless. It's natural to want to avoid pain and seek only pleasure. But the truth is, we cannot control everything that happens to us. We cannot control the weather, the actions of others, or even many of the events in our own lives. What we can control, however, is how we respond to these events. This is where Amor Fati comes in. It teaches us to stop resisting what we cannot change, and instead find a way to accept it, learn from it, and even grow because of it. Think about it this way. Life is like a river. Sometimes the water flows smoothly, and it's easy to move forward. Other times, the current is strong, and we feel like we're being pulled in directions we don't want to go. If we fight against the current, we will only tire ourselves out. But if we learn to flow with the river, we can use its energy to carry us forward. This is what Amor Fati is all about. It's about learning to flow with life, even when it feels difficult. Now you might be wondering, how can we possibly love our fate when something terrible happens? How can we accept pain, loss, or failure? This is where the Stoic philosophy offers us a way to reframe our thinking. The Stoics believe that everything that happens to us, no matter how bad it seems, has a purpose. They believe that even the most difficult experiences can teach us something valuable. For example, failure can teach us resilience. Loss can teach us gratitude for what we still have. Pain can teach us strength. When we start to see challenges as opportunities for growth, we can begin to love our fate, even in the hardest moments. Let me give you an example. Imagine you lose your job. At first, this might feel like the worst thing that could happen. You might feel angry, scared, or even ashamed. But if you practice Amor Fati, you can choose to see this as an opportunity. Maybe this is your chance to find a job that truly makes you happy. Maybe it's a chance to learn new skills or explore a new career path. Maybe it's a chance to spend more time with your family or focus on your health. When you shift your perspective, you can see that even the most difficult situations can have a silver lining. Of course, this doesn't mean that we should pretend everything is fine when it's not. It's okay to feel sad, angry, or frustrated when things don't go as planned. But instead of staying stuck in those feelings, we can choose to move forward. We can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? Or how can I grow from this experience? This is how we practice Amor Fati. It's not about ignoring our emotions or pretending that everything is perfect. It's about accepting reality as it is, and finding a way to move forward with courage and grace. Another important part of Amor Fati is gratitude. When we learn to love our fate, we start to see the good in every situation, even the difficult ones. We begin to appreciate the small things in life that we might have taken for granted before. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of feeling frustrated, you can use that time to listen to your favorite music or think about something you're grateful for. If you're dealing with a health issue, you can focus on the people who are supporting you or the progress you're making. Gratitude helps us shift our focus from what's wrong to what's right in our lives. It helps us see that even in the darkest moments, there is always something to be thankful for. Now, let's talk about how we can practice Amor Fati in our daily lives. The first step is to accept that we cannot control everything. This can be hard, especially if you're someone who likes to plan and be in control. But the truth is, life is full of surprises, and trying to control everything will only lead to frustration. Instead, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. When something unexpected happens, take a deep breath and remind yourself that this is part of life. Say to yourself, "This is my fate, and I choose to accept it." The next step is to look for the lessons in every situation. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Or "How can I grow from this experience?" This doesn't mean you have to be happy about what happened, but it does mean you can find meaning in it. For example, if you have a disagreement with a friend, instead of focusing on the conflict, think about what you can learn about communication or understanding others. If you fail at something, think about what you can do differently next time. Every experience, good or bad, has something to teach us if we're willing to look for it. Another way to practice Amor Fati is to focus on the present moment. Often we spend so much time worrying about the future or regretting the past that we forget to live in the present. But the present moment is all we have. When we learn to fully embrace the here and now, we can find peace and contentment no matter what is happening around us. This doesn't mean we should ignore the future or forget the past, but it does mean we should not let them control us. Instead, focus on what you can do right now to make your life better. Finally, practice gratitude every day. Take a few minutes each day to think about what you're grateful for. It could be something big, like your health or your family, or something small, like a kind word from a stranger or a beautiful sunset. When we focus on the good in our lives, it becomes easier to accept the challenges. Gratitude helps us see that even in difficult times, there is still so much to be thankful for. In conclusion, Amor Fati is about learning to love your fate, no matter what. It's about accepting the things you cannot change and finding meaning in every experience. It's about focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. It's about living in the present moment and finding gratitude in every situation. This is not always easy, but it is one of the most powerful ways to live a fulfilling and meaningful life. When we learn to love our fate, we stop fighting against life and start flowing with it. We become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. We learn to see the beauty in every moment, even the difficult ones. So, the next time life throws you a challenge, remember Amor Fati. Embrace it, learn from it, and grow because of it. Love your fate no matter what.